at 6. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Brendan Harden. New tonight, the city of Waterbury hopes to breathe new life into abandoned buildings and help the unhoused.
The city plans to buy former church properties from the Hartford Archdiocese. Fox 61's Matt Caron is in Waterbury with how they'll be renovated and repurposed.
Over the last several years, Waterbury has seen several church closures, and this is a plan that's going to take both time and money. But the city is hoping that by next winter, the now defunct Sacred Heart Church will be a shelter for the homeless.
So we're trying to reutilize some of these buildings in ways that are really enhancing the community.
$950,000, but the city of Waterbury says you can't put a price tag on helping the community.
Crime, homelessness, poverty, educational problems are all interrelated, and we can't solve one of them without solving all the rest.
Waterbury Mayor Paul Pernaruski says most societal ills come back to a lack of housing. And here in Waterbury, nearly 50 people are sleeping in tents or cars.
Homelessness is on the rise in Waterbury and everywhere.
It's why the city is purchasing the former Sacred Heart Church.
To create a homeless facility.
And not just the church, but the surrounding rectory would become a halfway house. And the school would be a reintegration center for formerly incarcerated individuals.
Train them so they could be productive members of our society, which, again, it prevents them from becoming homeless.
The ultimate goal, to create an ecosystem of transition and rehabilitation,
where they can come and get some real-life job training for skilled jobs that are going to pay far more than minimum wage.
Until now, when the city shelters inevitably reach capacity in the winter, the homeless are put up in a downtown hotel at a cost of about $250,000 for just a few months.
That's probably like 1/3 of what we would of the expense that we utilize for just a few months. So I think economically it's beneficial to the city.
The buildings, which sit on a 2.5-acre parcel, are falling into disrepair, but can quickly be renovated, perhaps utilizing the labor of those they seek to serve.
It's 2 for 1. We're there. They'll get the training, and we'll get some benefit to the building as well.
The city is making this purchase with leftover COVID recovery funds, and they're going to be exploring other funding options for the renovation of these buildings through state grant money and other community partners like the Salvation Army. The city hopes to close on this purchase within the next 2 months. Reporting outside City Hall in Waterbury, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Now to a Fox 61 follow-up. A woman is moving forward after she says her father killed her dog.
Now, she spoke exclusively with us last November, and tonight, as she continues to wait for justice for her dog, a movement grows in his honor. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc has the update.
51-year-old Arnaldo Silva came to this courthouse today to ask for more time to think about a plea deal, all while his daughter fights for justice for her dog that he allegedly killed.
There's many dogs and animals out there that get abused, and you don't think that it would happen to you. And then when it does, you want to do whatever you can.
Gabriela Silva's life was turned upside down last November. That's when her father, 51-year-old Arnaldo Silva, was arrested and charged for allegedly killing her 2-year-old dog, Diesel.
Even though I know I cannot get Diesel back, I can help every other animal going forward.
Since then, a movement has grown to get justice for Diesel, with Gabriela making every court appearance and connecting with advocates fighting against animal abuse, including groups like Desmond's Army.
It's been really great to have all these people who were once strangers become a friend and support you, and it makes you want to go on in life and keeps me strong every day to continue what I'm doing.
We are here for support to show her that she's not alone.
John Frascador and others with Desmond's Army show up to court cases like this one multiple times a week, advocating for the victims and hoping for accountability.
We are making progress. Not as much as we'd like to make, but we are making progress in that area.
Something Gabriela has been forced to face.
I realize how many groups and advocates and people are there for animals. It's insane, and I never realized that before, and how, this is like a crisis going on.
But in this crisis, she's finding hope in the form of a new dog she adopted about a month ago, 7-year-old Meatball.
Oh my God, I love him.
An animal who was left abandoned in Prospect, now comforting her during this process.
Your heart gets filled a little more, because, he's healing a heart that he didn't break, and I'm glad that I was able to save him, and he's also saving me.
Now, Arnaldo Silva's next court date is April 29th, where it's expected he'll either accept or deny that plea deal. He has been charged with animal cruelty and threatening in the second degree. We are in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Julia. Well, new tonight, a Waterbury man is sentenced to 29 years in prison for his involvement in the murder of a Massachusetts man in 2020. Calvin Robertson was sentenced today. The body of Francisco Roman of Chicopee was found in a burning car on December 26, 2020 in Hartford. Officials say Roman's body had multiple gunshot wounds. Brandon Baptiste has already been sentenced to 42 years behind bars for his involvement.
An update now, South Windsor police releasing new photos from surveillance video taken during an armed robbery at a 7-Eleven. Police are looking for these three individuals. They say the trio arrived at the gas station in a stolen vehicle yesterday. One suspect pointed a pistol at an employee while another jumped over the counter and stole the cash register, I should say, before driving away. The vehicle they were driving has since been found. Anyone with any information should call South Windsor Police.
Crews responded to a fire in Middlefield overnight. It happened just after 3 a.m. at a home on School Street. Middlefield Volunteer Fire Company says they arrived on scene to find the detached garage fully engulfed in flames. No one was hurt, and there's no word on what caused the fire. Time for a check of the weather, and a little windy out there tonight.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frame joining us now with a look at the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, spring arrives tonight. You wouldn't really feel it was coming with the temperatures and the wind out there today, gusting up to close to 30 miles per hour in Groton. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, but it feels like the 30s when you factor in the wind chill. There are a chance for a few flurries out there tonight. There might be a sprinkle out there as well. You're seeing a lot of rain and snow showers to the west. Most of this ends up drying up before it makes it to Connecticut, but again, don't be surprised if there are a few flakes out there. By the news at 11, temperatures are near 40 degrees, and we're looking at overnight lows in the 30s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. There will be some sunshine to start off the day, and then we'll see increasing clouds as we head through the afternoon, with a rising chance for what will be spring showers, since spring arrives tonight at 11:06 p.m. So we'll see a few of those showers come through. There is a chance for a locally heavier downpour and maybe even a few flakes in the hills, but it's a quick batch of showers. After it moves out, the wind picks up and temperatures will continue to drop. So we actually get a little bump in the numbers tomorrow compared to where we are outside right now, but then it turns cooler and windy heading into Thursday. We'll take a closer look at that, plus a rising chance for rain this weekend. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Governor Ned Lamont is urging the General Assembly to pass legislation to strengthen Connecticut's paid sick days statutes. If passed, all employers would be required to provide their employees with paid sick days, regardless of the number of employees who work for that employer. Right now, it's only required for employers with more than 50 employees.
We have a lot of domestic workers and servers and caregivers who are sort of often on their own, taking care of people, often in their homes. And you don't want them feeling like they have to go into that setting ill.
The proposal will also enact safeguards in these statutes for small businesses to ensure that the right to paid sick days is not being misused.
Local leaders announced new legislation that would prevent landlords from using predatory software to raise rent prices. Senator Richard Blumenthal is co-sponsoring two new bills that would crack down on software companies like RealPage and Yardi. Those sites collect data and help landlords coordinate prices to increase rental rates.
The algorithms collect data in real time, literally every day, every minute, and then coordinate. In other words, they arrange for price fixing. Rather than having the landlords come together in a smoke-filled room over whiskey and cigars, the algorithms perform that service automatically.
Senator Blumenthal says the use of such software means less competition and higher rent prices for everyone.